So it's just after midnight. I'm in my camper van, and I just had the biggest fright I've had in 4 years of van life. I'd gone to sleep around 11 o'clock, and I hadn't really fallen into deep sleep, and I heard this bang on the front of my vehicle, and then I could feel that my vehicle was being pushed, and I am just camping out on Crown land right along a river. There's farmland nearby, but I haven't seen anybody all day. I was also here yesterday and last night. And immediately I just thought, like, it's a Friday night. There's another vehicle had pulled in or something, and, you know, people were messing around, or maybe they thought the camper van was abandoned and were trying to break in or do something. But yeah, I heard this bang in my front end, and my van was being pushed. Like, I thought maybe then a bunch of people were just messing around, some teenagers or something, and rocking my van. So I yelled, "What are you doing?" Like, actually I said, "What the F are you doing?" Just to let them know there's somebody in the van. And then I didn't hear any, voices or anything. Didn't hear any footsteps, which was weird. But immediately, I was jolted awake. And then I didn't hear anything. And then all of a sudden, right at my back window, like right up here, I heard something too. Like, it was, swiping my vehicle or something. And I'm obviously freaked out at that moment. I grabbed my keys and I grabbed my cell phone and put the flashlight on and I pulled my window covering down, which was kind of silly, but I pulled the back window covering down to try to look out, but it was pitch black. But then I heard like another, it just hit to my vehicle. And so I put the window covering back up, and I beeped my key fob to make like a little beep beep to, I don't know, just let them know there was somebody in here. And again, I heard another like hit. And so then I just started my vehicle. I put my Ford app on my phone. I started my vehicle. And I think that scared whatever was away. Had my phone ready to call 911. And then I jumped. Well, I wouldn't say jumped, but I got back into my wheelchair from my bed as quickly as possible. I still didn't have any lights on. And I went to the front of my vehicle, I went to the curtain that divides my driver's area from the living area. And I opened it up and I looked out the front of my van, and I didn't see any vehicles there. Like, that was the only spot that a vehicle could be there. My eyes adjusted sort of to the darkness, and I looked outside. I didn't see anybody around. So that's where I'm at. I think I'm going to try to go back to sleep. I'm a little nervous, but now I'm hearing every single sound, and it's freaking me out. But I'm going to try to get back to sleep, and then in the morning just go outside and survey around my vehicle. Check out the front end of my vehicle and see if there's any damage. Whew. Definitely not something I've ever experienced before in 4 years of van life. But I'm going to try and get to sleep. I'll check with you in the morning, and we're going to scope out what's going on outside my van. Well, I survived the night, you guys. Once again, it's very nice and peaceful outside. Just not when I'm trying to sleep. Alright, it's about 7 in the morning, and I'm still trying to piece everything that happened last night together. I know I made a video, but I don't even know what I said or how coherent I was. I ended up sleeping okay. I went back to sleep pretty easily after all the commotion last night. But I just want to recap everything that went down. So I'm in a new spot. I've been here, I spent 2 nights here now. and it was a friend that has an acreage about 15 minutes away that told me about it. And yeah, first night was uneventful. Only one person drove by me in the 2 days I've been here. But last night I went to bed around 11 o'clock. And then apparently shortly after midnight, I was woken from my sleep. I was woken by like banging on the front of my van. And I woke up. First thought that went through my mind is that somebody is trying to break into my van. And I just started screaming. I said, "What the F are you doing? There's somebody in here." Just trying to scare, intruders away. Then my van started rocking back and forth. And next thing I'm thinking is, oh, there's at least two people, because it was really rocking a lot. And in my head, I'm just like, okay, grab my phone, call 911. And then I was thinking, where am I even going to tell them I am? Like, I'm on public land. There's no real landmark. I know the closest road that has a name. So that's all going through my mind. And so I'm still sitting up and listening. Then I grab my keys, which are always right by me, and just double clicked to make sure that everything was locked. I knew I was locked, but I just wanted to make sure my van was locked. And so I double clicked it also because it makes a little beep. And I thought that would, again, give people an indication that there's somebody in here. And so I'm sitting there just thinking, what should I do? Should I actually go ahead and call 911? And I was about to do that, and then bang! There was a bang right by my head at this window. And it was so weird because I didn't hear voices or anything. I thought for sure if there were multiple people out there, they'd be talking, or I'd hear footsteps and whatnot. And there was a scuffle too. It felt very clumsy, the banging. And it's absolutely pitch black out. But I go over here and pull down my window covering. I don't see anything. It's just pitch black out there. I am really grateful that I have windows all surrounding my van. That's one of the reasons, was for safety. I love the natural light, but also to be able to check my surroundings when I'm up in my bed. So that all happens, and I'm starting to wonder, maybe it's not humans trying to kidnap and traffic me. That's still where my head was, but I'm like, okay, something isn't quite adding up to that, because they could have smashed my window, broken in already at this point. I started looking out. I can look out this window too. I didn't see anything. It was just pitch black out. I tried to shine my flashlight out, but you just couldn't see anything. And so at that point, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get out of my bed area and into the living area. And anybody new to my channel, I'm actually paralyzed. So paralyzed from the chest down. So my wheelchair is in the living area, and it takes me obviously a bit more time to move around. So that's where my head was at. Okay, is I'm gonna take this extra time and move into my wheelchair. I do have self-defense things up in my bed area, so I had those close to me. But I decided, next I'm gonna get into the living area, get to the driver's area, and see what else is happening in front of my van. So because I'm paralyzed, it definitely adds another layer of vulnerability to this situation, or any situation where I'm feeling afraid and have to react quickly. So even just scooting to the bed, it takes more effort, more time. Just getting to the edge of the bed here. You can tell also, I've been coming out with a cold, not having a good sleep last night, probably didn't help that. So once I'm at the edge of my bed, I just go directly into my wheelchair. I'm curious how long this takes me. So to get up to my bed, I've got this bench that's actually an elevator, but to get into my wheelchair back down, I just go directly and it saves a couple of transfers and I don't have to use the elevator. So once I was in my wheelchair, I went directly to the front to see what I could see. So I pretty much just came up here and opened the blinds. I peeked out the blinds and I was expecting to see a vehicle right there because that's really the only spot a vehicle could be, and there was nothing. And so at that point, I think I started to realize, like, it was in the back of my mind, but I think at that point when I didn't see a vehicle or any people or anything, it started to sink in that it probably wasn't humans trying to get me, and it was probably an animal trying to get into my van. And now that I look around, yeah, there's definitely evidence that an animal was trying to break into my van. And I'm guessing it was a bear by the evidence left that I found this morning. Just right here. And you can see like a dirt paw right on my window there. I'm trying to look on the actual dirt. I imagine once I go out there, I'm going to see more evidence, but that was not there yesterday. Definitely not. So there's some more paw prints here on this window. On that window, it's hard to see, but then also my mirror got pushed in. And the scuffle this bear had with my vehicle, but I am very curious to get outside and see what all is out there. Once I realized it wasn't a human trying to get into my van, I was just completely calm. I think what's that trend going around that, you know, a woman in the forest would choose a bear over a human to run into, and yeah, for me, I think that's definitely what I would choose too, because bears are more predictable in a way. You know their intentions, whereas humans, you don't know their intentions. They're definitely not as predictable. You don't know what they're coming for if they do encounter you. Overall, I'm always a calm person. Like, even if you probably watched the video last night, like, my heart was racing. I just had the scariest night of my life in van life. But I was actually probably even keel. Don't get too worked up about things. I think that's a benefit, that I can still manage to remain calm and think clearly in situations, and yeah, hopefully come out with a good outcome. One thing I do remember as I was falling asleep was that far off in the distance at a acreage or a farm, probably, you know, a mile away, I could hear this dog just going berserk, just barking and barking and barking. And I think, yeah, the bear is probably making its way down here. I'm right next to a river. And so, yeah, that is something I really remember just as I was drifting off. And then once I scared, I'm going to just call it the bear, away, a little while later as I was falling asleep again, I heard that dog barking. So, yeah, I felt pretty sure that the bear was out of my area now and going back to where it came from. When I first started in van life, I did want to invest in sort of a camera system, and I ended up getting a dash cam, but I didn't want to hardwire it to my vehicle, so it really couldn't run at night. And so I kind of just gave up on the idea and forgot about the idea. But I think after tonight, it's a really good thing to have, and even a motion censored light would be a good thing. Maybe that would have even just scared the bear off before it got really close. Just for my own safety, I'm not going to tell you all the safety features I have in this van, but I do take a lot of precautions. And honestly, when it comes down to it, I know this lifestyle has inherent risks. I accept those risks. I don't want to just stay at home and be afraid of all the things that could happen. I want to go out and live my life. And I'll say it right here on record that if anything does happen to me, whether I'm out surfing, get attacked by a shark, or something does happen, I get, you know, my vehicle gets hit or something while I'm sleeping in it, anything that does happen to me, like, I'm at peace with it. I've accepted that things can happen. And it's just like a matter of being in the wrong place at the wrong time if something does happen. It's not like I'm doing anything wrong. And so yeah, putting that out on record. I'm at peace if anything does ever happen to me. All right, I have procrastinated long enough. I'm gonna go brave the outdoors and see if there's any damage to my vehicle or any more clues from my midnight visitor. And this time I'm gonna go out there with my bear spray. Probably gonna take the safety off too, just in case. Now I'm a little bit on edge. It is really gorgeous and peaceful out here when you're not being attacked by a bear. Oh wow. Yeah, paw prints out there. More there. Something was trying to get in. I don't see anything really on the ground. As far as big prints, like that's disturbed. That could have even just been from my wheel yesterday trying to get through. Yikes. Go away. Man, every single little rustle of the trees is freaking me out. But there's a big old paw print there. I don't see any damage to the van in the front. Definitely more paw prints on this back window. It scared the crap out of me because my head was right there. I was sleeping and it started at the front. He made his way back here. I was yelling and screaming, trying to get whoever it was at that time. I still thought it was a person to go away. And I pulled down that window covering to try to have a look out, but it was just pitch black. I couldn't see anything. And then shortly after that, I just started my van and scared it away. But I was also worried about my bike getting damaged here, but seems like it's all good. But there's some rustling. Every little sound in the bush is making me anxious. Jeez. I'm lucky my mirror is all intact. Crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. I'm also very lucky. Doesn't seem like there's any scratches. All right, I'm gonna get back in my van now. I'd be curious to know how much time passed from the time like I heard that first bang and woke up to the time where, okay, it's a bear, you're safe, it's not likely to get into the van. How that transpired, I would say maybe only 3 or 4 minutes. Probably a bit longer than the average person because I'm not as mobile and I had to get back into my wheelchair, but I don't think it was that long. But boy, did my adrenaline get going, just trying to have calm thought process. Definitely a unique night. So I'm guessing this is what attracted the bear. Yesterday I made a slow cooker meal and it was cold and windy all day, and so this was cooking in my van. I didn't have the doors open, I didn't even have the vent going, but I made like a sausage with peppers and onions and then added pasta, and so that was just cooking and festering in my van for a good 6 hours, and I can still smell it today, like this morning. It's just lingering in here. So I think that scent is probably what, attracted the bear and brought him to my lovely home, and he thought he was going to get a nice midnight snack. So I'm going to take this as a learning experience, a reminder to stay alert and not get too complacent on the road. And so what better time now than to try to figure out a bit of a jerry-rigged security system. So I do have my dash cam here, and when I first had it, I didn't want to have to hardwire it to my vehicle or my camper batteries, but now I have a Blue Eddy portable power station that actually I think is going to be the perfect solution. got this power station. It's got an inlet for a cigarette lighter, which is what the dash cam runs off. And I'm able to control the on and off of this from my phone. So I'm thinking, oh, there goes the dash cam. I could set this into park mode at night when I'm sleeping somewhere like this. And it just goes into standby mode, and then if it's triggered by motion, it will start a recording. And then I can check it from my phone. I'm just gonna see. Connect my device. If this is gonna work. Well, that was easy. It looks like, yeah, I can get a live stream of my dash cam. I was wondering how much power this uses. Yeah. And according to it, this will last for like 70 hours. So that would last me a full week of, nights. If I run it for 10 hours a night, it would last me a week before I even would have to charge this. I think this could be a good little temporary system for now. Add a motion sensor light on the outside so that if anything does trigger it, I can see what's going on outside. That was the problem last night. Even I could look out my window, but it was so pitch black I couldn't see anything. Nothing like a situation like this to motivate you to take some extra steps to get, make sure you're staying cautious. I think I will be back. I mean, I don't think this is gonna deter me from using this spot when I'm in the area. Thanks for joining me on the recap of my scariest night in van life so far. Just using it as a reminder to, maybe think a bit more about my safety and use it as a learning experience. Definitely going to do some drills so I know how I'm going to react again if this ever happens. All right, I think it's time to peace out of this camp spot. I actually got to go meet some people to do some mountain biking. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Keep it wheel, everyone. We'll see you in the next video.